Welcome to Pro Wrestling Central Illinois. This week, I am the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter, and we're back in Ashton, Illinois, flashing back to 2009. Let's count down to this weekend, and quite a busy one. The return of Rebellious Wrestling Federation to Streator, Illinois, YMCA. And the opposition, the NWA Heartland champion at the time, Steve Corino, were defending against Kyle O'Reilly as he unmasked himself in the previous edition of the program. This was pretty much the last event that Ed Schumann, NWA Midwest chairman and the inductee into the Central Illinois Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, Ed Schumann, this was one of the last events he was involved in. And once again, big dispute as to whether Ed Schumann sponsored or loaned money to the promoter of Rebellious Wrestling Federation, as he was an apprentice of Schumann at the time, Sean David Hubbard. A lot of people claim it was a loan. Sean David maintains it was a sponsorship, but no, we can't ask Chad Schumann because he passed away in 2010. So here we have in the ring Kyle O'Reilly, who is, well, he was with Ring of Honor, but chose not to renew his contract, so I don't know what his status is at this point, what his future holds. Just talking about him going to WWE or TNA. Right now is the Canadian who moved to the St. Louis area and joined up with Davey Richards. His future is not certain at this point. Steve Corino these days is pretty much just a commentator. He does not wrestle anymore at this point due to accumulated injuries. Where Steve Corino made his name in Extreme Championship Wrestling and a number of bloodbaths he was involved in. As Kyle O'Reilly with a side headlock on Steve Corino, which is quickly reversed into an armbar. But the Rebellious Wrestling Federation will be this Saturday in Streator, Illinois at the YMCA. Assuming there hasn't been something else that happens to prevent this show from happening, as there's been quite an effort by a number of parties to keep this show from happening, as a number of people, I mean, Sean David has accumulated a lot of enemies over the years. Some of the reasons justified and some may not be. A lot of people absolutely despise the man. The host of Pro Wrestling Roundtable with a bi-weekly podcast now on Tuesday nights. And another day of the week. Sometimes they do a podcast on Wednesday, but Sean David with his podcast, along with Steve Kane and Katie Mason on Blog Talk Radio. Sean David held his first event in years back in December, despite bad weather, and there was a number of problems with that too, and there was claims of venue poaching. By the promoter of Powerhouse Wrestling Incorporated. However, Powerhouse Wrestling, again, they had a shortened show, and last September they had their comeback show just a few weeks ago in Pontiac. And from what I've seen, the Polish National Alliance Hall has been very difficult to work with. And they've just not been cooperative, and I don't think it's a good place to try to hold a wrestling event anymore, as the owners are just making it too difficult with too much shenanigans going on. Now a handshake in the center of the ring. I mean, there's been so many accusations flying, shenanigans flying about. I don't even know who's doing what to who at this point. And Corino, second handshake, and then kicks Kyle O'Reilly in the gut. I don't know, one handshake was enough. And Corino starts to work on the leg of Kyle O'Reilly with an ankle lock. The footage from these matches came from Chicago TV show On the Mat, which I was asked to air these matches on this time slot to help showcase what was done in the past by Rebellious Wrestling Federation as they hold their next event. As of right now, as I tape this program, Bob Orton is out, Tracy Smothers is in, Diamond Steel Ryan Howell is still in. All has been from the start. He will be holding the training seminar at 3 o'clock at the YMCA, a couple hours before the show begins. The doors open officially at 5 o'clock with the bell time of 6 p.m. Usually shows start at 7, but a little bit earlier start time. Kyle O'Reilly going to work on the inverted Indian deathlock on Steve Corino. As mentioned last week, there's been so many wrestlers that agreed to appear for RWF, but then pulled out. It's like, if you're gonna appear for a company, or agree to appear for a company, or take a match at a company, you should at least commit to it. And some people are like doing a bit of a bidding war, that they would take a booking and then seek out other ones at the same time to replace the one you originally took. I mean, that's not very good. I don't know why people would do that. I mean, you don't want a reputation of being unreliable. And that, I mean, there's so many promotions in the country these days. You could get away with that, but only for so long. Kyle O'Reilly was trying for an elevated surfboard, but lost the arms of Steve Corino. Corino got free of it somehow and pulls Kyle O'Reilly to the outside. You see that he's favoring his knee. As we showed on the last edition of the program, Tony Kazina did damage that knee, so he's still this is like the second match on the same card, and he throws a chair into Kyle O'Reilly. And there's the ringside table with the title belt. As Corino slugs away at Kyle O'Reilly. As Corino stalks Kyle O'Reilly around the ringside here in Ashton, Illinois, back in 2009 at this NWA Midwest event. By the way, there's been quite a history going on with the NWA and how the NWA Midwest got booted out and then got converted into 01 USA. Mentioning 01 USA, they're going to Rantoul Friday the 2nd, day before RWF goes to Streator, Illinois on the 3rd. Or Corino with a shot on Kyle O'Reilly. Big chop! I mean, we'll talk a little bit about it in the next match when it is appropriate. NWA does have new owners, though. Billy Corgan is the new president of the NWA, as he bought out the company from the previous president, Bruce Tharp. Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, who promoted Rebellious Resistance Pro Wrestling in Chicago. Tried to buy TNA. The rug got pulled out from under him. So he had a short run as the president of TNA Wrestling, which now got converted to renamed Impact Wrestling. The Owl took the company out from under him, so Corgan is now the president of the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, in its current incarnation. As O'Reilly goes off the ropes, sunset flip, 1, 2, to only a 2 count. There's been a number of questions about the roster of Rebellious Wrestling Federation, as there's a number of guys who were associated with the organization known as Revolution Wrestling, which I've complained heavily about. The wrestlers there were not, let's say, gotten credentialed training and were running shows in Streator. At some point, now they apparently have gotten some amount of training. And Sean Davis has been willing to work with him when he previously hadn't, and been bashing him like crazy for so long, but only a 2 count there. So besides me going there to attend this show, and some people think I should boycott it because of his Sean Davis sword history. It's going to be a scouting mission for me. I mean, people have the wrestlers have asked to be booked downstate, so a lot of people have a lot to prove. Oh, low blow from Steve Corino. Threw that knee up and got him in between the uprights. Corino denying it to the official. Steve Corino. What is he up to here? He's going to pull him out to the center ring. Well, I thought he was going to lock in a submission hold, but Steve Corino wasting a lot of time here. And we know how explosive the offense of Kyle O'Reilly is. Corino tries a knee drop and lands on that bad knee, and that may cost him dearly. Riley picks him up. Inverted atomic drop, and now an atomic drop. Jawbreaker. Down he goes. O'Reilly with the cover. 1, 2. Only a 2. And Kyle O'Reilly. Whoa. Corino charges, but roll up by O'Reilly. Didn't get it. Now he goes to the ankle lock. And he's got the leg with the bad knee. And Kyle O'Reilly trying to make Corino tap and take the NWA Heartland Championship. Corino not giving up. He's trying to flip over to his back, and now he can kick him off. Perfect counter. And Corino off the ropes. O'Reilly gonna try and roll him up. Oh, he lands on his rear. He tried to stand up and ate a lariat from Corino and gets pinned. Kyle O'Reilly tried to roll through and get back on his feet, but went too far, and Corino with the lariat and got the pinfall and retains the NWA Heartland Championship. 12 minutes, 45 seconds. And Corino earned that one. Mr. Wrestling, number 3. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a look at the weekend schedule, and then we'll have more from Ashton.
Professional Wrestling returns to Streator Saturday night, June 3rd at 6:05 p.m. at the Streator YMCA, benefiting the Tornado Relief Fund of Nape Lake, Nottoway, Illinois. This is an all-ages friendly event featuring WWE Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., a women's match, 2 live bands of Libby Zero and Left of Reason. Get tickets at Camp Scottish Pub and Trainer Flooring of Streator or at the door. Visit Facebook.com/RWF Pro. Don't miss June 3rd at 6 p.m. You've seen the rest, now come see the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever wanted to be a professional wrestler, here's your chance now. Head to the Pinfall Academy, located on the square in Norburn, Illinois at 101 North 4th Street. They start you off with cardio exercise and teach basic wrestling and performance techniques. You can even learn to be a referee, manager, or announcer. For more information, call 217-891-4679. Pinfall Academy, where the new crop begins. Corino raising the hand of Kyle O'Reilly as we went to break. Wait a minute.
Remember what I told you. The Sheik is a killer, and now he's mad at you. Whatever you do, whatever you think you want to do, he's gonna come and he's gonna snap your face.
Almighty Sheik has hit the ring and attacks Steve Corino. The Almighty Sheik. Yes, this is the man involved in what ended up to be the end of NWA Midwest and the conversion to 01 USA as Sheik with a chair shot to Corino. Under that same bad knee. And now Almighty Sheik's got a spike. Has a huge nail and coming to the ring, Silas Young. And he whacks him with the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Championship. That belt is on the line for this particular match. Silas Young's the champion defending against the Almighty Sheik. And this match is underway. And Silas Young's got a chair and throws it at Almighty Sheik. And this match is underway. This was scheduled. And Sheik rolls over the merchandise table. Silas Young's got a videotape and smacks over the head of Almighty Sheik. And Silas Young standing up for Steve Corino. As now they're in the stands. This is stadium seating here in Ashton. And it's not exactly easy to maneuver as Joey Eastman is in the ring. This Almighty Sheik, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. A title that Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana did not want him to have as they were in the midst of their own feud. They interrupted it. Then demanded they cancel a trip to Japan to defend the title at an Ohio State Fair. Brought about the stripping of the title of the Sheik unfairly in my judgment, and ended up the whole NWA Midwest was thrown out of the NWA. Orchestrated by Robert Trowbridge, which in turn led to a revolt by members of the NWA and Bruce Tharpe suing him and causing him, or forcing him, out of the NWA presidency, and Tharpe becoming the president when he won a lawsuit. And then Bruce Tharpe cleaned house, firing NWA members who were involved in the ridiculous, well, basically all the shenanigans that were involved with the NWA World Heavyweight title. Dave Marquez and his NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood was the first to go. And several other NWA members were kicked out of the NWA. Several longtime members got thrown out. Some of them went to 0-1. And Silas Young got a spike and nails Almighty Sheik in the head with it. And now he's digging that spike into the face of Sheik. And Pearson Colt Cabana did do a documentary about their 7 stages of hell, their feud, and did not exactly give an honest account of the title being won by Almighty Sheik, and then stripping him of it. I mean, that was just whole convoluted situation, but 0-1 USA grew out of the ashes of NWA Midwest. In my estimation, 0-1 USA has been a very successful promotion in Central Illinois, and the titles do get defended. The tag titles have been defended all the way down in Mexico. Do want to cover the other shows happening this weekend. Dynamo Pro Wrestling happening in Grafton, Illinois, making their debut at the loading dock on the 2nd. That's a Friday night. Proving Ground Pro returns to Havana, Illinois at the Lawford Theater on Saturday the 3rd. Of course, RWF is running on the 3rd as well in Streator. National Wrestling League returns to St. Louis, Missouri at the Casa Loma Ballroom on Sunday. And next weekend, Mid-Missouri Wrestling Alliance runs on the 10th in St. Louis. Pro Wrestling Championship Series in Alton, Illinois at the American Legion Hall on the 10th. Crowd chants USA, USA, USA. Central Illinois Pro Wrestling returns to Kincaid, Illinois on June the 10th. Almighty Sheik grabs a sleeper hold and maybe doing some illegal stuff at the same time. Sheik has got that sleeper hold cinched in good. Referee checking Silas Young. Silas Young hanging in there. Sheik bleeding from the forehead. Towards 2009, Sheik had not won the NWA World title as of yet. He'd actually won it after Ed Schumann passed away in 2010. And Silas Young to the top rope. Bounces with a form of moonsault, and Sheik got foot on the rope, and maybe Joey Eastman grabbed the foot and put it on there. Joey Eastman actually is one of the people who disputes whether Ed Schumann sponsored this event or loaned Sean David money as Steve Corino comes back to the ring with the chair and stalking Joey Eastman. Irish whip reversal, and Corino may have nailed. Yeah, he accidentally nailed Silas Young with that chair, allowing Sheik to grab a sleeper hold. Silas Young struggling to get out of it. Corino was anticipating Almighty Sheik hitting the ropes when he reversed it, and Silas Young is out. Silas Young is knocked out, and Almighty Sheik is going to win by knockout at 8 minutes and 5 seconds as Joey Eastman jumps in the ring and is all giddy. Now there's Sean David right there.
But you need to realize something, that when you were in numbers, I was a superstar. And I'll do anything that it takes to get back to the top. And then that means knocking out Silas Young. If that means knocking out the Sheik. If that means...
Well, a lot of wrestlers have wanted to slug Sean David. A lot of wrestlers wanted to slug Sean David, and Steve Corino nails him. Well, we'll hope to see you at Streator Saturday, June 3rd. Until next time, this is Matt Conservative Crime Fire. We'll see you next week.